What you are about to see in this video are the 7 fundamental steps of Hermeticism, essential principles for everyone seeking true esoteric wisdom and looking to apply these teachings in practice. Today, we address the followers of the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, the great master of masters, known as the Thrice Great. This sage brought Hermetic science to the world, uniting profound knowledge that transcends time. Hermes is the inspiration behind the Kybalion, one of the pillars of Hermeticism. On this channel, we've previously explored the 7 Hermetic laws in other videos. These laws reveal how the universe, and we ourselves, operate, teaching us to attract what we desire and live in greater harmony with the All. After all, if the All is mind and the universe is mental, we are both projections and co-creators of the shared reality we inhabit. Hermeticism is an ancient body of teachings that seeks to explain the laws governing the universe and how they can be applied in daily life. These teachings, often associated with Hermes Trismegistus, consist of principles that help us understand reality and achieve greater internal balance. Carl Jung, in his studies of the human mind, explored similar concepts. He believed that self-knowledge depends on the integration of all parts of the psyche, the conscious, the unconscious, and the aspects we avoid or ignore. This process, called individuation, is essential for those seeking wholeness and living authentically. The 7 fundamental steps of Hermeticism offer a practical path to personal transformation. They help align your mind, emotions, and actions with natural laws, enabling a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Even if you have no prior knowledge of Hermeticism or psychology, each step will be explained clearly, showing how to apply it to your life. What I will share with you here does not depend on whether you are a dedicated follower of Hermeticism or not. These teachings have the power to assist anyone on their journey of self-discovery and transformation. Now, let's dive into these 7 steps, starting with the first, willpower. The first step, the initial and fundamental point for the ascension of our soul and spirit, is willpower. Without it, we cannot escape inertia, that paralysis that keeps us trapped in the state we are in now or were in before. Willpower is the driving force, the starting point that pushes us out of our comfort zone, away from laziness and stagnation. Think of willpower as the number 1, the principle of everything, the initial energy that transforms potential into motion. It is directly associated with the first major arcana of the tarot, the magician, symbolizing the power to create and shape reality. The magician doesn't just visualize what he desires. He transforms the invisible into visible, the immaterial into material. While tarot and Kabbalah are rich and profound topics we could explore further, the key takeaway here is that willpower is the engine of transformation. Without it, no step can be taken. This idea is also deeply connected to Isaac Newton's laws. Think of the first law, the law of inertia. An object remains at rest or in uniform motion unless acted upon by a force. Willpower is that force. It is no coincidence that Newton, known for his interest in alchemy and Hermeticism, formulated principles so closely tied to universal dynamics. The famous apple falling on his head is more than a physical allegory. It is also a symbol of higher knowledge, of the enlightenment that arises when the mind is open and willpower is active. In the context of our personal journey, willpower pulls us out of dormancy and sets us in motion. It is what makes us take the first step toward what we want to achieve, whether in the spiritual, emotional, or physical plane. Without willpower, there is no action. And without action, there is no change. That's why the first step in any transformation process will always be to awaken this dynamic force within us. From this solid foundation provided by willpower, we can advance to the next steps, moving forward with clarity and determination on our journey of self-discovery and growth. The second fundamental step in Hermeticism is detachment. When I speak of detachment, I am not referring to a superficial idea of minimalism or something purely material, but rather a deeper detachment from outcomes. It is natural, when embarking on a quest, to desire something grand, a treasure, a definitive answer, or immediate transformation. But true detachment is freeing yourself from this expectation, surrendering wholeheartedly to the path without needing to achieve something specific. In Hermeticism and esoteric sciences in general, the focus is not on reaching the end. The end, in fact, is not the point because it is not the purpose. What matters is the learning that happens along the way. Every step, whether challenging or peaceful, carries valuable lessons that can only be absorbed when we are present and unattached to the final destination. This type of detachment teaches us that the quest itself is the result. It is in the act of walking, of exploring, that we find what truly matters. The mistake lies in wanting the path to deliver a defined prize, as if each effort should result in an immediate reward. Detachment, in this context, helps us see the beauty and richness of the present, learning to value every small discovery and face each obstacle with gratitude, love, and serenity. A true sage is not someone who accumulates achievements or clings to an idea of high performance. A true master is someone who understands that the value lies in fully living the process, integrating the lessons of the journey with humility and wisdom. They do not seek results to validate their journey but remain faithful to the quest because they know it is, in itself, the source of growth and transformation. With detachment, you become capable of facing the highs and lows of the journey with inner peace, allowing the learning process to naturally unfold. And this is where the next step connects: patience, which teaches us to respect time and trust the rhythm of life. If we are on a journey where the quest has no defined end, where the objective is not to reach a destination but to experience and learn along the way, patience becomes essential. It is the virtue that sustains the alchemical work of the soul, our magnum opus. Without patience, we cannot allow time and the process to play their part. Patience is a quality of those who truly understand the value of time. A patient person does not seek shortcuts or try to rush the work but respects each stage, trusting that everything will reveal itself at the right moment. It is patience that teaches us to move forward calmly, savoring the joy of seeking for the sake of seeking, not for the rush of achieving a result. In Hermeticism, this virtue is considered one of the hallmarks of someone truly prepared to receive initiations and advancements on the spiritual path. It is not just about waiting, but about knowing how to wait with wisdom. It is understanding that every step in the process has a purpose and that, often, the greatest lessons emerge when we least expect them. Those who master patience transform the journey into something full of meaning. The anxiety of reaching the end gives way to gratitude for the present moment. And, in this state of calm and acceptance, the alchemical work takes place. The heart remains serene, and each stage reveals itself as part of a greater whole. With patience, we build the solid foundation to advance in our quest. And it is this virtue that prepares us for the next step: silence, which connects us to the profound knowledge that can only be accessed in the stillness of the mind and soul. Silence is the foundation that allows us to find clarity and focus, both within ourselves and in our relationship with the world. When we speak of silence, we are not just referring to the absence of external sounds but to a deep quiet, both internal and external, that helps us move forward with greater awareness on our journey. Internal silence is, perhaps, the most challenging. Our minds are often filled with incessant thoughts, conflicting desires, and internal voices competing for attention. These thousand desires that arise are not true willpower in the Hermetic sense, but fleeting wishes that distract us from what truly matters. Silencing these voices means learning to listen to the one true will, the one that comes from the deepest part of our being, the call that connects us to our greater purpose. This internal silence is indispensable for meditation and introspection. When you silence your desires and calm your mind, you create a space where you can clearly hear the direction your quest should take. It is an act of surrender and humility that allows you to walk with greater lightness, energy, and love, without the burden of the distractions that the mind often creates. External silence is also crucial. It involves stepping away, whenever necessary, from the noises of the world, be it news, other people's opinions, or even music that resonates with frequencies misaligned with your purpose. This pause from external noise helps you regain focus and prevents external energies from diverting your attention from what truly matters. Those who practice silence, both internal and external, gain greater precision in their quest. They become capable of hearing not only what is spoken but also what is subtle, what lies in the spaces between the lines of the universe. With this practice, you can move forward with greater clarity because silence reveals the path. And so, with the quietude achieved, we are ready for the next step. Sharpened perception, which allows us to see what was previously unnoticed and to deepen our connection with the All. Now is the time to refine your ability to perceive what surrounds you and what lies within you. This perception requires not only attention but also openness, the ability to let go of fixed ideas or preconceived notions about the world. In Hermeticism, sharp perception is an essential skill. It is a mercurial philosophy, meaning that, like Mercury in its natural state, Hermeticism is fluid, adaptable, and mutable. Over the ages, it has manifested in various branches and philosophies, yet its essence remains unchanged. To truly understand Hermeticism, you must look beyond external forms and grasp its core. This demands flexibility, detachment, and, above all, the ability to observe and interpret what lies beyond the obvious. This sharpened perception also applies to the signs that appear in your life. When you align with the deeper vibrations of the Hermetic order, what may be called the hidden order, you begin to realize that seemingly random events are not as simple as they appear. What many call coincidences are, in fact, synchronicities, manifestations of a universe that responds to your thoughts, intentions, and actions. Being perceptive means noticing these signs, even in the smallest details. Perhaps a situation that appeared to be an obstacle is, in truth, a disguised opportunity. Or perhaps an unexpected encounter leads you in a new direction. These moments are not mere accidents. They are subtle messages indicating whether or not you are aligned with your path. Developing sharp perception, therefore, involves aligning yourself with these synchronicities and allowing them to guide your decisions. It's not just about observing what is in front of you but sensing the energy behind situations, people, and the choices you make. This skill, when cultivated, brings clarity and direction to your journey. With this heightened perception, you become capable of walking with greater confidence, seeing what previously went unnoticed. And with this clarity, you prepare yourself for the next step, resilience, which is your strength to overcome the inevitable challenges of the path. Resilience is a quality I like to call mercurial strength. But what exactly does this mercurial philosophy mean? In the previous step, we discussed the nature of mercury, a unique metal that, in its natural state, is neither solid nor liquid. It is fluid, adaptable, and, at the same time, requires a chemical or, philosophically speaking, alchemical process to be extracted and purified. This characteristic of mercury teaches us much about resilience. Like the metal, resilience is the ability to adapt to circumstances, to be flexible in the face of adversity, and yet to return to your essence. On the Hermetic path, this strength is indispensable. The journey is long and filled with challenges, and at many points, you may feel stagnant or disconnected from your original purpose. It is precisely in these moments that resilience becomes your ally. To be resilient is to face difficulties without letting them throw you off balance. It is having the capacity to persist in your quest even in the face of doubts, fears, and apparent failures. Just as mercury must undergo alchemical processes to reveal its purity, resilience demands that you overcome the trials of the path because they are part of the process of refining your true will. Think of situations where you felt like giving up. Perhaps you encountered obstacles that seemed insurmountable or doubts that called into question everything you believed in. The mercurial strength of resilience is what allows you to rise, return to your original state, and move forward. No matter how many times you need to start over, the important thing is to stay connected to your essence and to the higher purpose that brought you here. This quality not only keeps you on the path, but also strengthens you. Every difficulty overcome reinforces your determination, bringing you closer to the transformation you seek. And it is precisely this strength that prepares you for the seventh and final step. The seventh step is love, represented in Hermeticism as the highest and most essential force, the one that unites and harmonizes all the other steps. In the tarot, it is associated with the Lover's card, which, while it can symbolize doubt, represents in the Hermetic context the alchemical marriage, the perfect union of opposing forces to create something new and sublime. Love, in this sense, is not merely a feeling. It is a virtue that sustains your quest and gives meaning to the journey. It is the bond that connects inner work with spiritual transformation, allowing you to continue your path with humility, devotion, and profound peace. Love inspires us to transform our inner lead, our heaviest and most impure aspects, into alchemical gold, the highest spiritual essence. This process is not literal but a powerful allegory. Alchemical gold symbolizes the purity and perfection that emerge when you integrate your internal forces, embracing both light and shadow. This spiritual alchemy is a continuous journey, and love is the guide that keeps you on the path, even in the face of difficulties. Beyond being the greatest of teachers, love is also the balance between the divine and the earthly, between the subtle and the dense. It teaches us to vibrate at higher frequencies, where we find clarity and purpose. This vibration provides the necessary conditions to elevate our spiritual degree and continue ascending on the Hermetic path. However, love is not confined to ourselves. It expands to include devotion and respect for all things, whether visible or invisible. Devotion is the recognition that everything in this world, on some level, has a divine purpose. It is the humility to bow before the greater process of life, without placing yourself on a pedestal or clinging to the false notion that you already know everything. To be a true alchemist means working not only for oneself but also for the good of all. Love, when genuine, transcends the individual and becomes a transformative force for humanity. Remember, the great work is both an internal process and a service to the world. If you want to delve deeper into how to apply these principles in your life, check out my ebook Alchemy and Archetypes, Exploring Inner Transformation Through Jungian Psychology. It offers practical tools for integrating these teachings and achieving a deeper sense of balance. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share it with others who may benefit from this message.